What's the difference between you shopping for insurance by yourself versus having someone like me, an independent insurance agent, shop it for you? The first big difference is that insurance agents have to be licensed in the state to sell an insurance policy, even just to advise on how the coverage works. That should set off some alarm bells. Why is it that they need a license? And it really comes down to understanding that coverage is a bit complicated. Like, here's a quick example. If you have a homeowner's insurance policy, do you know if it is a named perils policy or if it is a named exclusion policy? There's a big difference. But a lot of people don't know that. And that's one of the other big differences is that an insurance agent will take the time to advise about certain coverages and how they might affect your specific situation. Whereas on a website by yourself, if you're not doing a lot of Googling and a lot of research, you probably won't know how all the coverage works that you're buying. Or you might say no to a coverage that you actually really need. In addition to the licensing and that independent agents know how coverage works, the third big difference is that independent agents, we're shopping with multiple companies at the same time. That doesn't sound like much of a difference because you could just go to multiple companies. But the big difference when an independent agent does it is because they will also know little things that can happen after the policy is issued. I'm thinking of one company in particular right now that when it comes to their inspections after you issue the policy, if your home isn't perfectly clean, zero moss on the roof, no toys in the front yard, if unless it is that perfectly nice from the drive-by inspection, they're going to have some problems. You're only ever going to know that unless you work with lots of these companies over and over and over again and see how they deal with things. The last big difference can best be described in this one question. How do you know that the insurance company is going to treat you fairly? We are often the first ones that will notice if an insurance company stops treating their clients fairly because we can compare that insurance company to a whole bunch of others. We can see how the claims process is going with our client. The average person will never know that. All you know is the marketing, and you hope that that's reality. Because you better believe if an insurance company stops treating clients fairly, we stop selling those products, we start talking to each other about it because it is the absolute worst thing. Can you imagine you like this person, you've been working with them for years, and you sold them a product, and then when it came down to it, the company didn't hold up their end of the deal? That's the last big difference is that independent agents have a better idea of which insurance companies are fair to clients when it comes down to claim time and which ones aren't.